Welcome to another monthly portfolio update. If you are stopping by for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. In this video, I will share with you how much I invested in my taxable account in December, how many shares I bought, and the value of my portfolio at the end of December. But as always, before I continue, a quick disclaimer. The information that I'm sharing is not financial advice. Before you invest in anything, please do your own research and make sure that you only invest in things that you understand. With that being said, I will dive right into my portfolio update. I will start with a quick recap of my November portfolio to show you the value of the portfolio and how many shares I had before the beginning of December. The total value of my portfolio at the end of November was $82,009. $81,805.44 was the market value of my investments, and the $203.56 was a cash amount. The total profit of my portfolio at the end of November was at $25,335.44. This was plus 44.86%. These are my holdings: 2 Vanguard ETFs and the 2 BlackRock ETFs. VCN is a Vanguard ETF that tracks the Canadian market. I had the 104 shares of VCN at the end of November. VFV is a Vanguard ETF that tracks the S&P 500 index. This is the Canadian version of a VOO. I had the 284 shares of VFV at the end of November. XEQT is a BlackRock ETF. This is an all-in-one equity ETF which holds Canadian equities, US equities, developed market equities outside of North America, and emerging market equities. If you want to hold a single equity ETF which is globally diversified, you might consider looking into XEQT. I had 490 shares of XEQT at the end of November. XUU is a BlackRock ETF that tracks the US total stock market, and I had 266 shares of XUU at the end of November. I will now show you how much I invested in December and how many shares I bought. I bought 4 shares of VFV. The cost per share was $151.58. The total cost, $606.31. This is 45% of the amount that I invested in December. I bought 10 shares of XEQT. The cost per share was $34.61. The total cost, $346.08. This is 26% of the amount that I invested in December. I bought 6 shares of XUU. The cost per share was $63.48. The total cost, $380.85. And this is 29% of the amount that I invested in December. In total, I bought 20 shares, all the ETFs combined. And the amount that I invested in December was $1,333.24. This is $718.33 more than the amount that I invested in November. As you can see, in November, I invested $614.91, and in December, $1,333.24. The difference is a plus $718.33. The total equity of my portfolio at the end of December was $82,256.36. $82,252.08 was the market value of my investments, and $4.28 was a cash amount. At the end of December, the total profit of my portfolio was at $24,448.87. This was plus 42.30%. As of December the 31st, I had 104 shares of VCN, 288 shares of VFV, 500 shares of XEQT, and 272 shares of XOU. Alright, let's now take a look at some quick details about each of the positions. I will start with VCN. The closing market price on December the 31st was $50.51. The quantity of shares that I had, 104. The book value, which is how much I have invested in VCN, was $4,278.91. The market value was $5,253.04. This was 6.39% of my portfolio. The total return for VCN was $974.13, or 22.77%. Next, we have VFV. The closing market price on December the 31st was $149.99. The quantity of shares that I had, 288. The book value was $28,860.75. The market value was $43,197.12. This was 52.52% of my portfolio. The total profit for VFV was $14,336.37, or 49.67%. Then we have XEQT. The closing market price on December the 31st was $33.68. The quantity of shares that I had, 500. The book value was $13,022.51. The market value was at $16,840. This was 20.47% of my portfolio. The total profit for XEQT was $3,817.49, or 29.31%. Finally, we have XUU. The closing market price on December the 31st was $62.36. The quantity of shares that I had, 272. The book value was $11,641.04. The market value was $16,961.92. This was 20.62% of my portfolio. The total profit for XUU was $5,320.88, or 45.71%. Unlike November, the stock market finished December in red territory. My portfolio went from 44.86% at the beginning of the month to 42.30% at the end of the month. This is a decline of 2.56%, even though I invested $1,333.24 in December. As for the S&P 500 index, it was down 2.50% at the end of December. Despite a sluggish December, the S&P closed out an extraordinary year, rising 23.31% in 2024, adding to the 26% return in 2023. This is the best two-year performance of the S&P 500 index since 1998. If you recall, towards the end of 2023, some economists and analysts were predicting a recession in 2024. Of course, the so-called recession didn't happen, and those people who sat on the side and didn't invest missed out on the 2024 gains. This time again, some analysts are predicting a recession in 2025, especially with the return of Donald Trump and a potential trade war between the US and China, and the tariffs against the allied countries like Canada, Mexico, and the European countries. Whether a potential trade war will cause a recession and bring the stock market down remains to be seen. Again, no one can predict with certainty how the stock market will perform in the short term. It's possible that the stock market continues to rise in 2025. It's also possible that we experience a pullback, or a correction, or a bear market, or even a crash. Nobody really knows how the stock market will perform in 2025. What is important for investors is to invest every month consistently and stay the course and not leave the market, so when we experience gains like 2023 and 2024, we don't miss them. On the other hand, if stocks decline, see it as an opportunity to buy your favorite stocks and ETFs at a discount. Alright, feel free to leave a comment below. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time with another update. Peace out.